I'd like to call to order the March 24th meeting of the Sebastian City Council with also a meeting of the Sebastian Community Redevelopment Agency. If you'll stand, invocation by Pastor Seth Goldsmith, and then the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember McPartland.
Let's pray. Lord, we come to you and we seek your wisdom for things involving our city. I pray that you would bless our businesses, that you would restore our environment, that you would bring peace to every family and income where it's been lost. And we trust all these things to the council in front of us under your power and strength. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Dodd? Mayor Dodd?
Yes, here.
Vice Mayor Hill, he's excused tonight. Councilmember Jones? Here. Councilmember McPartland?
Here.
And Councilmember Nunn.
Here.
Thank you.
And Vice Mayor Hill is on Zoom. Hmm?
He's excused tonight.
Okay. All right. Okay, does anyone have any agenda modifications they'd like to make to this evening's agenda? Hearing none, okay, by unanimous consent, we'll accept the agenda for the evening. Proclamations and awards, we have two. Yeah. This proclamation is honoring For the Love of Paws, which is a senior pet sanctuary. And I'll read the proclamation, but actually I think they do a lot more than senior pet sanctuary. They provide a large amount of food to pet holders and so forth. Whereas For the Love of Paws Senior Pet Sanctuary traces its history to Jessica Pekowicz and her husband Ted, their mutual love of animals and many volunteer hours they devoted to pet rescue efforts in River County. And whereas For the Love of Paws has launched in July 2014 after Jessica's sudden and tragic passing as a memorial to her dream of operating a nonprofit pet rescue service. And whereas For the Love of Paws has expended multiple times to support their growing efforts and currently operated 2 fixed location distribution centers providing pet food to more than 18 food pantries, employs 2 mobile pet food trucks, and allocate over 10,000 pounds per month of free pet food, and partners with the Treasure Coast Food Bank to support the USDA Senior Citizen Supplementary Food Program by delivering both people food and pet food to residents below the poverty level. And whereas For the Love of Paws has continued to expand its positive impact within the community, recently donated 30 emergency pet oxygen kits to Indian River Fire Rescue and Emergency Services when it was found they lacked that equipment. And therefore, I, Ed Dodd, Mayor of the City of Sebastian, do hereby proclaim that since 2014, For the Love of Paws Senior Pet Sanctuary has provided compassionate and essential services to the senior citizen population of Indian River County and their pets, and with the organization is worthy manifestation of the dream of its founder, Jessica Pekowicz. In witness thereof, I have unto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Sebastian, Florida to be affixed this 24th day of March 2021. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, I can't thank you enough, Mayor, City Council, staff here at Sebastian City. We've been residents for quite a few years, and we started this in memory of Jessica in 2014, and this is Jessica's son, Hunter. was an integral part of our organization. We never dreamed that it would expand as much as it has, and we're continuing to grow because the need is so greatly out there, especially since the COVID virus started. We actually give away 10,000 pounds of pet food every single month, and we actually expanded into a people food program for the USDA for senior citizens below the poverty level, because we were giving out pet food to many seniors, and they in turn were asking us, where can I find people food? So we've expanded and grown beyond our expectations, and I can't thank you, the council, enough for this honor and to be placed on our wall and on my desk to show how much you guys appreciate us and how much we appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all that you guys do.
Thank you.
Wonderful program. Okay, this is for Shirley Kilkelly. I'm Scottish, not Irish, so I might. This is the first woman engineer in the U.S. Apollo program, and it's for Women's History Month, March 2021. Whereas Women's History Month is an annual declared month which celebrates the contributions of women to events in history and contemporary society. And whereas after graduating from the University of Miami in 1952 with a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Shirley Kilkelly worked as a chief contractor on the Apollo lunar module, which landed men on the moon. The module consisted of many subsystems requiring her to observe and test the landing, other equipment to ensure that it completed with specifications and standards. She was the only woman who performed that type of work. And whereas, in addition to her extraordinary career, the City of Sebastian has been fortunate to have Ms. Kilkelly apply her engineering expertise and knowledge as a Planning and Zoning Commission member from 1987 to 1998, as well as serving as a Tree Advisory Board member and a Board of Adjustments member. And whereas Mrs. Kelly has also been active in preserving our community's history by serving on the Sebastian Historical Society Board of Directors. I, therefore, Ed Dodd, Mayor of the City of Sebastian, do hereby extend appreciation and gratitude to Shirley Kilkelly for her trailblazing vision, voice, and value to the engineering field as well as the community of the City of Sebastian. In witness thereof, I have heretofore set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Sebastian, Florida, to be affixed this 24th day of March 2021. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I met Shirley Kilkelly while doing Meals on Wheels, helping her out, and unfortunately, she landed in the hospital, and since then she's heading over to Florida Baptist.
Okay.
And her family couldn't be here to accept the award, so I told them I'd come take it, and I'll make sure she gets it. But
All right.
thank you very much. Keep her in your prayers.
Thank you. All right, brief announcements. First and foremost, as most of you or some of you may have read in the Sebastian Daily, Mr. Carlisle is not leaving us. I told him I wouldn't embarrass him too much. Actually, I had to express some sympathy when he informed me that he was no longer on the list in Collier County, because quite frankly, it was a great opportunity for him, and as a friend, I didn't want to wish him ill in that regard. I also didn't wish Collier County any ill will when I hoped that they wouldn't hire him. So I think we're all pretty much the common census on that. So I'm happy that he's still here, and I think that he's an asset for the city. On March the 26th, Easter egg hunt in Riverview Park. Meet the Easter Bunny at 5:30 p.m. The egg hunt will start at 6:30 p.m. I believe, although Brian's not here, I believe it's going to be on the east side of Indian River Drive, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So, but you can park anywhere down there and then make your way to that. Tuesday, April the 1st, Field the Flag ceremony in Riverview Park at 5:30. Those are the flags for the Cancer Society, correct? Is that the group?
No,
No.
those are children who died of abuse.
Okay.
Abused children.
Abused children flags, all right. On February, April the 2nd, the Chamber of Commerce concert in the park at 5:30. Between 8, Bobby Owen Band, which is country blues and oldies, will play. On Saturday, April the 3rd, Sebastian River Art Club show in the park between 10 and 4. And on Monday, April the 5th, the North County Water and Sewer Phase 2 information meeting in the council chamber starting at 6 p.m. And that's going to be held by the city and chaired by the city, correct?
We're hosting the event, but it is the county's event, and they're going to provide all the information.
Okay.
And we have links on our website for the residents of the north that aren't actually in the city. This project's not actually in the city, but they can go to the links to find information about the
This
project.
is primarily for residents off Roseland Road,
That's-
and so residents in the county off Roseland Road might be interested in attending that as well.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. We're now to public input. Anyone from the audience who wants to provide input to the council on anything that is not on tonight's agenda, it's your opportunity to come forward, ma'am, or whichever one. Okay, line up, but keep your 6-foot distance or put your mask on, however you're gonna do it.
Mr. Dodd, they're together.
They're together?
They're
Okay,
together,
you
yes.
if you're together, you can stand together.
We're all together.
Okay, who's gonna present?
Well, I'll explain a little. We live
Would
on
you come to the mic and give us your name and where you live, please?
Felicia Demont. I live on Damask Lane. We went around and had quite a few people on the street sign a petition regarding the swales and the non-draining of the water. And a lot of people have lived there for quite some time, and I guess they've said this has been an ongoing problem on the street.
Okay,
These guys have a little more technical things to explain about it. And we know it's our responsibility to keep those dug out, as everybody on the street does. But what I got from talking with people, it's very discouraging to do all the work. The water doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
It just sits.
okay.
So these guys, he has the petition and some pictures that
Yes.
his wife took.
And have you got multiple copies of that information?
No, you can have these.
Okay. You can approach the mic and address the council, and then would you give that to the city manager, please, after you?
City manager?
Yes, that's that guy right there.
I guess
Excellent.
Or give it to her.
we're just trying to know if you can provide a solution, suggestions. Is there a remedy?
Well, the city manager will take this information and look at the area and then
Okay.
get back with you guys.
Okay, I think Ellie's phone number's on there,
yeah,
so
okay.
we'll be talking to Ellie.
Yeah.
You want to, same thing, you know?
Oh, yeah,
about the street?
And your name,
Noticed
sir.
that
Your
there's-
name, your name for the record.
My name's
please.
Stephen Demont.
Okay.
I also live on Damask Lane. We've also noticed there's some signs off of Barber, where Rolling Hill and Benedictine is where we live, about the drainage issues. Like she was saying, it seems to be the water just doesn't go anywhere. I mean, so somebody could tell us and help us so we can get the water moving, because it grows stagnant during the last, January, February is kind of wet, and the water would sit there stagnant. There's a lot of bugs, and even if you clean the drains out, it doesn't go anywhere. So the
Okay.
problem is we just want to get it out of there.
Okay,
So whatever we need to do, we'd like to, with your help,
okay,
deal with that.
all right. Sir, do you have something you want to say?
Yeah.
And give us your name, please.
First of all,
Your name, please, sir.
Mitchell Siki.
Okay.
I live on Damask. Good evening,
Good evening, how are you?
Mayor and Councilman. I'm fine. A little humor at first. Probably at the end of our street, there's a canal there. Everything's supposed to go into that canal, but anyway, it got flooded in one of the rains, the last rains we had. And the people were out there with canoes and boats, and the kids were swimming on the road. Just to give you an idea how much water comes up. Can I read this petition?
Yeah,
We have a signed
yeah, you've actually got 5 minutes, so go ahead and read the petition, that'll be fine.
Okay, we the undersigned residents of Damask Lane between Rolling Hills Drive and Benedictine petition the council and ask that the standing water in the swales on both street sides be addressed. The grade of the street is unsuitable for the water to flow appropriately in either direction. The water sits and poses safety risks for landscape laborers due to sliding ground, health issues for residents, and creates an inability for homeowners to keep the swales clean of debris. Furthermore, new home construction makes more issues as the lots are graded lower than the pre-existing properties. We are experiencing above and beyond clogged drain issues. Request the City of Sebastian to recognize and suggest on this matter. That's about all I gotta say on the
All right,
petition.
did you give copies of the petition to the city clerk as
I'm
well?
gonna deliver this petition here.
This is your notes. Is that your notes?
What's that?
Is that your notes on the matter? You want this with this?
No, that's for you.
Okay.
You have that.
All right. She'll give that to the city manager, and he'll look at the information and get back with you guys. Have you got a name on that document? Yes, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to address the council? Anyone on Zoom?
No one has raised their hand.
All right, good, thank you. I'm going to close public input. I'm going to recess the city council meeting and convene the community redevelopment agency. I have approval of minutes for February 24th, 2021. What's the council, your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor, I move approval.
Second.
All right, have a motion, second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign, opposed. Motion passes. Facade and Landscape Program, Mr. Carlisle.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, this is a grant application from the old barbecue place next to 512 and US 1 and the diesel mechanic shop. It used to be the barbecue place, and it's going to be called Bowls of Sebastian, and they have asked for the facade and landscape grant. The cost of the project is $11,210, and the grant allows for a 50% cost share, so the city's cost would be $5,605. And Ms. Frazier is here to answer any particular questions you may have, but we would recommend approval to Bowls of Sebastian in the amount not to exceed $5,605.
Council, did anyone have any questions?
They are. What did you say the location was again, Paul?
It's the old Wings and
Wings
barbecue place.
Oh,
right
okay,
next
on
to
that
the
side, I got it.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the owner of this has two very successful restaurants, I believe in Vero and a
Well,
food truck catering business.
He is here.
I was going to ask about the Ramon, whether it was still really good or not, the ramen noodles.
I believe the applicant is here.
He is here if you would
It
like
looks,
him. Mayor,
the spicy ramen noodles looks really good, so.
Yeah. Mayor, do you want them to come up to the microphone? They are here.
If anyone has any questions for the owners,
Oh,
that's
okay.
fine. I mean, I have no problem with this. Anyone have any problem with this
I don't
grant?
have a problem.
I move to approve
We have a
the grant application.
motion, second? Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. I mean, if you'd like to say something, that's fine, but I don't think there's any problem at all with this grant coming through. So I welcome another restaurant to the
Yeah.
city. But give us your name when you do, please.
My name is Travis Beckett. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to work and open a business in your lovely community. I've lived in Vero Beach for about 6 years. I plan on making my way up here, getting somewhere in Grant or Valcaria if I can get a piece of property here in the next couple of years. That'd be great. But in the meantime, really looking forward to opening up Bowls, and really thanks again, and thanks for the grant. And the corner of that property is going to look awesome. So stop by, give me a chance, and I know you're going to like the food.
Thank you.
Let us know when you have the grand opening.
Yeah.
Will do. Thanks.
Does anyone from the public like to address this issue? Is there anyone on Zoom who would like to address it?
No one has raised their hands.
Okay, council, we have a motion by Councilmember Nunn, seconded by Councilmember McPartlin. No, this has got to be a roll call vote, Money.
Correct.
Let's have a roll call, please.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. McPartlin?
Yes.
Mr. Nunn?
Yes.
Chairman Dodd?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, we're now to item number C, septic to sewer program. Mr. Carlisle.
Yes, Mayor, member of council, Ms. Frazier and her staff put out a bunch of flyers and letters to the residents and business owners in the CRA to get applicants to apply, and this applicant applied, J&LC Ventures, Inc., to convert their commercial business from septic to sewer. It's a $41,000 project, and the grant allows for up to $10,000. And again, Ms. Frazier here has the particulars if you need to go into that, but staff would recommend approving the septic to sewer grant in the amount of $10,000 to J&LC Ventures, Inc.
Anyone have any comments?
Mr. Mayor, if I could?
Yes.
I think it's wonderful. We've been pushing for septic to sewer, and it's an excellent thing that we have one of our businesses right there on US 1, close to the river, that's moving. I mean, how can we look bad upon that? It's an awesome thing. Hopefully we can get more to follow suit. I wish we could give them more money, but it's written like it's written, and hopefully more come and get it.
Is that a motion?
No,
So
I'm
I would
looking
make
for
the
one.
motion to approve the grant for the septic to sewer program.
I second it.
All right. Does anyone in the public like to address this? Is there anyone on Zoom that would like to address this?
No one at this time.
Okay. Then let's have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. McPartlin?
Yes.
Mr. Nunn?
Yes.
Chairman Dodd?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay. Now we're on to item D, fiscal year 2020 CRA annual report in accordance with Florida Statute 163-371. Mr. Carlisle.
Mr. Mayor, again, Ms. Frazier's here to address the particulars of this report. It's required every year to provide this report. You will accept this report, and later on in your council, as sitting council, you'll approve the distribution of that report. But Lisa, if you would want to go into a little more detail of why, what it entails.
Absolutely.
Just for the public so they understand why we do this.
Absolutely. In accordance with Florida Statute 163.371, each CRA district, Community Redevelopment Agency district, needs to submit an annual activity report. I work very closely with Mr. Kilgore in order to provide you with the accounting that you see there. Staff is very pleased to show the amount of work and all that we accomplished last year, regardless of COVID and regardless of other items that were happening last year. We managed to get a lot of work done in the CRA, even with our limited budget. So in accordance with this annual report, once you approve it, a copy of it needs to go to the county, who is our other agency, governmental agency that contributes to our CRA through the TIF, through the ad valorem taxes. So this, once you approve this, it will go in our file and on our website, but it'll also go up to Indian River County for their notification.
Okay.
Any questions? I am here to answer.
Questions from anyone?
Mr. Mayor, I move approval of fiscal year 2020 CRA annual report.
I second that.
Okay, and I will note before we, okay, let's open this up to the public. Anyone from the public like to speak on this? Anyone from on Zoom, please?
There is no one.
Okay. I just want to make a note that the CRA isn't any balance of over $470,000, so we're not struggling or dying right now. So I think that's a good point to bring forward. Let's have a roll call, please.
Mr. McPartlin?
Yes.
Mr. Nunn?
Yes.
Chairman Dodd?
Yes.
And Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, I'm now going to close the Community Redevelopment Agency meeting and reconvene the City Council. We're to the consent agenda. Council, anyone like to pull any item from the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I move approval of the consent agenda.
I second that.
Okay. We have a motion for approval of the consent agenda by Councilmember McPartlin, seconded by Councilmember Nunn. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Nunn?
Yes.
Mayor Dodd?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
And Councilmember McPartlin?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, there are no committee reports, public hearings, or unfinished business. We're on to new business. Mr. City Attorney, would you like to read the resolution title?
Mr. Mayor, it's not required by law, but I'll be more than glad to read it for you.
Okay.
Want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Okay, roger that. Okay, resolution. A resolution of the City of Sebastian, Indian River County, Florida, in support of the House Bill 1143 and Senate Bill 1433 as filed in the 2021 session of the Florida Legislature, amending Section 332.007 of the Florida Statute, revising the types of airports to which funds are available for eligible aviation development projects, providing for delivery to the Indian River County Legislative Delegation and the Florida League of Cities, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for scrivener's error, and providing for an effective date. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Does anyone have any questions on this? Would anyone from the public like to address this? Anyone on Zoom?
There is no one.
Okay. Council, what's your pleasure? Need a motion?
I make a motion that we approve resolution 21-06.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilmember Jones, seconded by Councilmember McPartland. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same sign. Motion passes 4-0. Okay, we're on to the city attorney matters.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, City Council members. I just want to report, yesterday we had our Charter Review Committee meeting, and they were able to pass 8 amendments, which will be forthcoming. They made 8 changes, and that will be forthcoming to the council soon. What's next on the agenda will be, for them, is going to be 2 public hearings, which the clerk is already scheduling it. One is set for April 5th, and the other one will be set for April 27th. After those public hearings have occurred, we anticipate that the committee then will be presenting to council on or about May 12th, which they will come before you with their actual amendment changes. At that point in time, council, like I've been telling them, can either accept, approve, reject them all, or come up with their own suggestions. And at that point, you will then advise us to draft up the ordinance, and we'll have, at that point, final recommendation to ordinance with 2 readings. And right now, we have them tentatively scheduled for May 26th and June 9th, all, God willing. Nothing further.
Okay. Mr. City Manager.
First, I thank you, Mayor, for the kind words, and I got to tell you the comments and the emails that I've gotten from the public that were happy that I was staying says a lot about this community and the fact that they support their local officials and the people that work for them, and it means a lot. It does mean a lot, so you can't say it enough. And so to all of those, I really appreciate the support, and also from council, you guys have been phenomenal. And it was an opportunity that didn't come to fruition, but it was one that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I was glad to go through the process, but still glad that I am here to help Sebastian in its next 10 years, hopefully, of moving forward. I had sent you all, on another note, I had sent you all an email with the American Recovery Plan, and that we would be receiving some funds directly from the federal government through the state, and they're developing the rules and the methodology of how we can spend that money. It will come in 2 payments, one now soon and one a year from now. So we're looking at there's some broad aspects, water, sewer, broadband, and some other things that it can be used for with a lot less constraints so far, but we don't know until they do the rules. So before we start thinking of how we're going to spend it, we need to know what the rules are. So just so you know, Ken Kilgore and I have been looking at it. We've been looking at the data that we've been able to collect and some of the things that have been presented and trying to come up with a game plan to bring back to you for approval. But until we get the actual rules, we're not going to know how we can spend that money. And then that's all I have.
All right, thank you, sir. Madam Clerk? Nothing? All right, Councilmember Nunn.
I'm excited I get to start tonight. So first I wanted to ask the city manager a question. I noticed down in the park this past weekend that we still have the waste management cans, and they're still out of order. They've been out of order for a while. What's going on with those?
So it was obviously they're solar, and there were some maintenance issues, and from my understanding, waste management is responsible for maintaining and servicing them and even dumping them, but we dump them anyway because we're already dumping 2 cans, 4 cans, doesn't matter. But it was something that just fell through the cracks, and no one alerted Waste Management that they weren't working. Our Leisure Service Director has been in contact with them, and they are making arrangements to repair or replace them as we speak.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm very glad to hear that. It's kind of been an eyesore for the past year or so, watching them sit there and, well, they got filled up with garbage and we finally taped them off, so that's a good thing. Awesome. So the next part I have, I've had the pleasure of serving up here, and I hope come November that the citizens will afford me the opportunity to continue doing this. When I thought about doing this and running, it was based on what I could do for the city, what I could do to help out. What could I do to do my part as a citizen? I've always been involved in programs like Boy Scouts and 4-H and rugby and things to help the kids and the youth and the citizens of the city do good things, to grow and do better things. So I thought that as a city council member, I could do the same for the city. I had no agenda, no real plan of what I wanted to get done. We knew we wanted to get drainage taken care of, but the city manager already knew that needed to be dealt with. He didn't need us to tell him to do it. He just needed us to take the handcuffs off that were placed by some past council members so they could go back to doing their job. So when I see people pushing agendas that have false narratives in the press, and it kind of upsets me. If anyone's ever thinking about running for a position on a city council or county commission, do it for the right reasons. You don't need an agenda. You don't have to build a false narrative or some monster that you're going to fight. We had that. We had 3 council members that are no longer up here because instead of running for the good of the city and what they could do to help out, it was based on lies and misconceptions and mistruths. So I encourage everybody that thinks about doing this, do it for the right reasons. I can proudly say that I've seen Jim Hill when he's run, and Mayor Dodd when he's run, and Bob McPartland when he's run for all the years. They never had an agenda. They never had some thing they were going to fight. They were going to fight for the people. No, they were going to do what needed to be done for the city. They were going to try to do things right, protect our environment, protect our city, spend less money if we could, find better ways to do things. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do. This past election, running with Mr. McPartland and Mr. Jones, it was the same thing. None of us had some great goal of saving the world. It was literally just seeing if we could do our part to help out, listen to what the citizens say. I hope all citizens know if they want to call me, my cell phone number is listed on the website. Please call me, talk about something. Some of the people that are here tonight called and talked to me and they said, can we come to the city council meeting? You can come to a city council meeting anytime you want to and talk, anytime at all. If you want to talk to us and you don't want to do it and you want to do it publicly, you don't want to do it privately, come here before us and talk to us. That way everybody can see what your concerns are and it'll carry forward. There might be other people with your same concerns. I can't guarantee that what you want will happen immediately, but at least you bring it forward so we can talk about it. That's what I have for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's my turn. I just have one caution. We have to be careful we don't cross the campaigning line. Because we don't do that. But I have an issue that it's probably one of the things you talked about, and I'm not talking about it as it relates to campaigning or running for council, but there was a couple of false narratives with some pictures of some signs that the city put out in the park when they treated the park for red ants, and it was inferred when these signs were posted on the social media that we had sprayed glyphosate or some damaging, killing bug out there in the parks. And I want to correct that so everybody knows we are not, Mr. City Manager, we are not spraying glyphosate, Roundup. We are using other safe chemicals that follow in best management practices. He's shaking his head yes, which means that that's true. Those particular signs, and I believe Brian Benton corrected that, but the problem was that when you correct something that is published on social media and it doesn't get taken down, nobody notices the correction. But just so everybody understands, the city is not spraying glyphosate. The city is not spraying harmful chemicals right now. We are spending a large amount of money. We pulled, and I had the numbers that the city manager sent us and I've neglected to write them down, but we pulled many tons, manually removed many tons of vegetation from canals. We are moving at a breakneck pace to clean these things up before the rainy season hits. I understand the individuals here tonight, they have a problem that we may have to pull some more vegetation from a canal to help solve that problem, but we'll find out what we have to do with that. So we are not spraying those chemicals at all. So anybody who tries to say we are is certainly not informed about what the city's doing. If you want to look at a little microcosm of a lake and you take a picture of a 3 square foot area, and it happens to be the only 3 square foot area in the lake that's got algae in it, and you say the whole lake is covered with algae, anybody who sees those kinds of things, anybody who sees those kinds of videos being produced, really should go look at the lake themselves. They should possibly come down and talk to the people in the city about that, because one of the other things was a video that showed how badly damaged Sebastian Lake was when they were really only showing about a 3 foot square area of the lake, and how great this other lake was, but nobody wants to tell us what lake it is. I don't know, it might be a lake up in the Rocky Mountains someplace that can't get algae because it's too cold. I don't really know, because nobody wants to talk about that. I just want to tell the people in Sebastian that we are not spraying damaging chemicals, and we are not causing algae blooms or destructive things within the waterways of the city of Sebastian. So anyone who hears that, call me, call somebody else on the council, come see Kim Hegler at the city, talk to somebody who knows what's really going on and can actually go with you to the lake and talk about it. So thank you, that's all I've got. Vice Mayor Hill is excused tonight. Councilmember Jones.
Yes, sir, and just to piggyback on some of what you were saying, and technically that's not a lake, what they're talking about is a pond because of the area. So when they compare a lake to a lake, that's a pond over there and not a lake because of the square area around whatever they call it, the acreage. That is not a lake, and it's a pond. And the city has been doing a great job with our stormwater. So for those people that listen to that, listen, we're trying to tell you this is not the case. We're not using harmful chemicals. We're using best management practices, and we're taking care of the city the way we should. And the team here in the city of Sebastian is doing a great job. Second thing is, I had a great time this weekend at the Shrimp Fest. I took it upon myself to pretty much talk to just about every vendor there. On Friday, I spent most of the day because I wanted to thank them for coming out and wish them success. Because it's been many months that these businesses haven't been able to get out and earn money. So that was a great thing for all those small businesses to get out and earn some income, something that hasn't happened because of COVID and no other reason. And I had a great time. My grandkids were here, and we had a great time in the park. Thank you.
Mr. McFarland.
Yes, I guess just adding on to what you guys mentioned about because I've gotten a lot of emails, you see on social media, there's dead birds and dead fish and everything. I'd like to see a picture, and I would also like to encourage those people to call Fish and Wildlife, because I think they would be very interested in that if that was happening. Another matter, I happened to attend the Charter Review Committee meeting yesterday. They got a great group of people that are there. They're going to bring forward, I guess it's 7 initiatives before the council. And again, I just appreciate their service to the board as well as all the other boards that we have, because they all have a lot of great meetings and great discussion. And I continue to encourage that. And I have a question as far as, I know April 19th, we're supposed to have the Fda presentation up here in Sebastian, 5:30, I think.
Yeah, FDOT is going to utilize our facility to talk about their project, and so, again, it's not a city project, but FDOT is going to be here to make their presentation.
Right, and I understand FDOT's going to be recording that anyways, and I'm sure we might record the meeting as well?
We'll probably use our system to help record that, yes.
Okay, because I know coming down the road, whenever this comes to fruition, there's going to be a lot of people who said, I didn't know what they were doing down there. And I think it would be great, the meeting, televise it as much as possible. And again, this is in the early planning stages. Get involved now, because when it happens, later on down the road, I don't want to hear, nobody told me, because I can't knock on everybody's door. Yes?
And just so that people know, this is a discussion regarding a roundabout at 66th and 510. So that's going to affect people in Sebastian and people who come and go through Sebastian. I don't mean to take up your time, but just wanted to put the clarification of why DOT is having this meeting here, and that it's important that people become informed.
Well, this came up at the MPO meeting, and I think we mentioned at the MPO that the people in Sebastian really didn't know about this, so it became a point that the FDOT agreed to do that, so.
Right. Well, again, I've known about the roundabout come for, I don't know, maybe 6 years, as long as that, so.
Yeah.
We're getting to that. And then my last thing is, the Department of Health. I think they're doing a phenomenal job. I mean, nobody understands, they've been under crisis mode for basically a year. It started with tracing. They got people working, overtime for a year's time. And now they're doing the vaccinations, and I think they're doing a fantastic job. Haven't been involved in situations of crisis. I've done emergency food stamps where we did it at the BB&T Center, and we had 25 to 30,000 people coming through a day, and the nightmare it is. But I only had to do that for 4 days. They're doing this going on months, and I think it's, really, if people want to complain, they're going to continue to complain. Now I think the age is down to 50. That you can get it unless you have one of the underlying things. They've done a fantastic job, and I just want to, put that out there that, I see them get hit a lot. And also I've gotten some calls about they want me to stop the Pfizer vaccine because people are dying from it. Nobody's died. I work with the Department of Health. I talk to the directors, and as far as adverse reactions, they're very minimal, and they have EMS on staff. That's why you got to wait around a few minutes after you get the shot. And again, if you've had a problem with vaccinations or inoculations in the past, then maybe you shouldn't get this, but you should consult with your own doctor. And again, the people who say, if you don't want to get vaccinated, just don't get vaccinated. And that's the same thing. They wanted me to lift all the mask mandate in Indian River County. I'm like, I don't like to wear masks either. But you know what? If it doesn't lead to a shutdown, I'll wear my mask. I don't want to be like one of these other states. But there's a lot of misinformation, with the vaccinations and everything that goes out there. I think Florida's done a real good job. I caught the governor. He was up in Barefoot Bay a couple of weeks ago because they were doing the one-shot Johnson & Johnson dose up there for 4 days, 1,000 doses a day. And they're just doing a phenomenal job and getting it out there. So hopefully this nightmare will be over soon. That's all I got, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Anyone got anything for the good of the order? If not, we are adjourned.